everyone, it's me, Crystal. Welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. If not, welcome for the very first time to my little art corner here on YouTube. Today we're going to be playing around with the items that came in the February 2021 Artsnacks box. Today we're going to be doing things a little differently. I ended up doing two projects. Both the same idea, but I played around with them in two slightly different ways because I wasn't very happy with how the first one turned out. For both, we're doing an interpretation of the Ace of Wands from Tarot. For some reason, I didn't realize that the pencil that I have here is a 6B pencil, so the sketch was way too dark, and trying to erase it with the eraser that came in the box didn't work too great. I also had the ink be the exact same shade of brown. I didn't mix the water in well enough to get the hand and the branch to look slightly different. The great news is I was able to use that Higgins ink after it had dried out in my palette by adding a little bit of water to it. I just needed to add some more so I could get a little bit more differentiation between the branch and the hand. I tried to use the metallic Kiritake Zig marker to help differentiate the foreground from the background a little bit better because I am going in so dark with the background. Unfortunately, that metallic green isn't enough of a difference shade-wise to really help it pop out very much. Basically, my main mistake was that I went in too dark too quickly with everything. To help add more contrast, I do pull in a white ink. It's a Kiritake Zig white. I think it's a cartoonist version. The ink actually ran out while I was working on this. A lot of it had apparently dried up in the pen itself, so I also pull in some Liquitex acrylic ink in white to help pull it back out. So basically, I end up just outlining everything in that white. What I do actually enjoy about this version of the drawing is how the cloud area turned out. I like how the pencil and the ink mixed together when I put water over it, and I really enjoyed doing the little white swirls with the pen and then later with the paintbrush that came in this box. Basically, I like how it looks like a storm cloud, and then with the white swirls in it, I just think it ended up being really pretty, that specific part. I decided to share both versions that I did because I wanted to show a little bit more about how the artistic process can actually go sometimes. A lot of the time there's mistakes that you have in pieces and sometimes you don't like them, but occasionally you just have to play around, learn from them, and try again. Every single piece is a journey and a learning experience. Both of these drawings are 4x6 and they are both on some watercolor paper. For the second try, I did the sketch in a completely different pencil. This pencil is a lot lighter than the 6B one that I got in my Artsnacks box. For sketching, I prefer to go in lighter and be able to erase it as necessary. With the 6B, it was nearly impossible for me to do that. As for the supplies themselves, I do actually like the items I got in this box. I like the pencil, I like the Higgins ink. The sepia is a really beautiful reddish-brown color. And I like the green metallic marker. I just wish that I had like one or two more items just so I could get a little bit more variation going on. I've noticed that this has been something that I've been wanting a lot from my Artsnacks boxes in general, as I always feel like I'm missing something in order to create like a full project. Maybe if I continue to do Artsnacks videos, I just need to pull in other supplies that I already have and use them with these so I can get a better idea of how it would work with stuff that I already have in my collection. What do you guys think? For this drawing itself, as you can see, I was able to get a lot more variation with the brown ink. I brought in a lot more water, and there's a definite difference between the hand and the branch. I still wanted to keep the background fairly dark, but I don't go quite as dark as quickly as I did with the original project. I also don't pull the brown Higgins ink into the background like I did with the original one either. I also make sure to fill in a good chunk of those cute little leaves, this time they're a little bit more heart-shaped than they were in the other one, before filling in that background as well. I do wish that I had just one more color so I could do the background in either like a yellow or a blue. I think that would be pretty with this. I'm making sure to use that 6B pencil to heavily outline any of the areas that I have in there, including the hands, the clouds, the little leaves, and the wand. I do want to point out that I don't hate the first project. There are just certain things that I wanted to change with it. I actually, looking at them now, like both of them, just in very different ways. At this point, I start pulling in some more of those little heart-shaped leaves. I decided to pull them over our little cloud area this time. I also use the pencil in the background, just trying to fill up as much as I can. I want it to be dark, but not too dark. I'm also using it to pull in some shading throughout the rest of the drawing itself, into the little cloud area and onto the branch in hand. I forgot to mention this earlier, but I'm not really a very big fan of the KoaiNor thermoplastic eraser that came in this month's box. Obviously, with the 6B pencil, any eraser is going to have issues with that. That's fine, but it also didn't work very well on the pencil that I used for my sketching either. And the pencil I used for my sketching is just like a regular, average, everyday pencil, so it should be able to erase pretty easily. So if there's an item I'd leave out of this box, I would take out that eraser and pull in some other product that has a color in it, please. I do pull in the Liquitex acrylic ink yet again in the white to help brighten up certain areas that have gotten a little darker than I wanted them to be. I didn't outline the entire drawing like I did with the original project, but I do decide to bring in those little white dots into the background to make it look more magical. It is a wand after all, and I also use it to add some highlights to the leaves. I decided that the green metallic leaves were just a little too close to the background color and the brown, so I needed something to help differentiate it and make them pop out a little bit more. Out of the two projects, I do prefer this one to the first one, but I feel like they're both special in their own different ways, and like I said earlier, each project is a learning experience. I am seriously contemplating if I should still get Artsnacks boxes or not. Please let me know what your opinions are in that comment section down below. Also let me know how you felt about the art supplies that came in this month's box. With that, these projects and therefore this video is pretty much done. If you liked it, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please feel free to subscribe. As always, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day or night to watch this video and listen to me ramble. I greatly appreciate it. I look forward to hearing from you guys soon, and you'll definitely be hearing from me soon. Bye, everybody!